Whether we play for a living or just for fun, every day or only once in a while, all golfers have one thing in common: frustration with their golf swing, especially with their driver and longer clubs. And it seems the harder you try, the more frustrating it gets. Hi there, I'm Ian Baker Finch, and welcome to the Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club here in Ocala, Florida. And with me is the Director of Instruction at Golden Ocala. He's a PGA professional who's been teaching the game for about 100 years and who's been recognised as one of Golf Digest's top 25 instructors, John Elliott. John, good to be with you, mate. John, based on your teaching experience over the years, what is it that people have to do to maintain a consistently good golf swing?
Well, you know, when you're building a golf swing, you're working on a lot of different parts, and trying to put those parts together gets confusing. Not only that, the mind gets so involved that you lose your rhythm and your balance.
And why is it that the longer clubs tend to do that to us? People ask me all the time, you know, I hit my 7-iron so well, why can't I hit my 3-iron on my forward or my driver?
When you're using the lofted clubs, you see more backspin, less side spin. So when you go to the longer club and all of a sudden the ball's starting to spin sideways, instead of walking down the fairway, you're walking into the rough.
John, according to a number of golf professionals whose opinions I respect, Kallassy's Swing Magic is the most natural and effective swing training device that they've ever used. What is it that's so special about the Kallassy Swing Magic?
You can use it without getting confused by it, by having to think about it. You let yourself and the Swing Magic swing back and swing through, you are going to improve the plane, the path, and the impact position of your golf swing, simply because as you go up and as you come down, you're doing it the same way. You're not going up on one path and coming down on another. And then thirdly, when you think of a wood, you don't think of success. When you think of this wood, you will think of success, because it's going to train your muscles to get the golf club back to the right point of impact, which is going to direct the ball down the fairway.
I took my driver out, which is the scariest club in my bag, and hit it long and straight, and had total confidence doing it.
You'll see yourself develop a more repeatable golf swing. You'll get more power. It'll be a more effortless motion, and you will play better golf.
One of the things I've learnt in trying to get more distance but still maintain that rhythm and balance has really been helped with the Kallassy Swing Magic, and that is full extension, full shoulder turn, but not getting too long and too loose. And that's what Kallassy Swing Magic is all about, correct?
It is the best teaching aid I've ever seen to help you find that rhythm, find that balance, have trust in what you're doing, and you don't have to use it all the time to be able to do that.
Exactly what I'm working on, and what so many of the tour pros are working on now, is what this does for me. Immediately when I picked it up, I noticed that pulled my left shoulder around, extended my right arm, gave me a very deep, full shoulder turn, a really good, solid, controlled position at the top, and then a natural release on the way through. So all of the things that I was naturally working on, I immediately felt with the Kallassy Swing Magic. A lot of people, especially players that are really searching for something in their swing, which we all are at whatever level, this helps you maintain a feel.
Yes.
And a feel is what you want to take to the game. You don't want to be hovering over the ball for 20 or 30 seconds trying to figure out what you're going to work on, what's your next swing thought. This gives you a feel and a flow, and that's very important to good golf. Get out on the golf course and take that feel and that flow when you get out there with you. And the confidence of knowing that what you're doing in your swing is technically sound and correct.
When you get up here and you feel that new position instead of this one, and you feel that one right there, and that club is coming down on plane, it's just like the ball is in the way instead of the ball being the target.
That's a very interesting point that you make about plane. No one really understands plane. We all know that we talk about it, and you want to go back on the same plane and through on the same plane. Very few players do it, and the average player has no idea of how to do it, and that confuses the issue. This will help you get into that position. It'll help you maintain the correct plane back down on the way into the ball, and also be in a perfect position at the top. As soon as I started to swing with it, all my mates said, "Finchy, that's exactly your swing." So for me, it's a no-brainer.
This isn't just a swing trainer, this is your golf swing.
It's going to give you the feels necessary to develop a proper golf swing.
You will feel a golf swing, and in some cases, the first time in your whole life.
Knowing that it's the right way to do it, it's the right way to swing, you just can't beat it.
You've used the Kallassy Swing Magic training tool with entry-level players, with touring professionals. What kind of results have you seen between handicap, say 36 handicap to a scratch handicap?
When you watch the average player, their swings get so long and so loose, and they lose the club so much at the top. With the Kallassy Swing Magic Wood, what's going to end up happening is they're going to have the width, they're going to have the pivot, all right, and then they're going to have what they're all looking for, which is distance and accuracy.
And then the better player?
You know, they have rhythm and balance, and what this does is just takes some of the rough edges off. If they're a little bit uptight, you get the feel of your golf swing from bottom to top to bottom, right through to the finish.
That's very important for the average player, to get the feeling of a swing training device that gives you the correct feeling in the swing, not you having to direct it to where you want it to go or where you think it should be. The device is taking you where it needs to go, and I think that's what this does so well. Coming up, a conversation with the man who invented Kallassy Swing Magic, and we'll chat with a good friend of mine, a teaching pro for over 20 years now, and the co-founder of the Arnold Palmer Golf Academies, Brad Brewer. Stay with us.
How would you like to develop a smooth and powerful yet effortless swing that delivers the distance and accuracy you're looking for? Above all, a swing that's reliable and repeatable. Well, now you can with this, the new Kallassy Swing Magic Driver. Kallassy Swing Magic is the first and only swing trainer that imprints the feel of a perfect golf swing. It combines all the fundamentals into a single, easy, repeatable motion that you can practice anytime, at home, in your office, or at the range. The secret is this proprietary sliding grip, your ideal swing, ingraining the feel of a complete, fundamentally sound and powerful golf swing. There's nothing else like it. Join more than 500,000 golfers all over the world, including top instructors and golf schools, who are using this proven technology and reporting phenomenal results.
I was absolutely amazed at how well I was hitting it. Straight, long, I was hitting the driver much more consistent than I'd have ever hit in the past.
It is the best teaching aid I've ever seen to help you find that rhythm, find that balance, have trust in what you're doing, and you don't have to use it all the time to be able to do that.
It helps synchronize the entire motion.
All my mates said, Finchy, that's exactly your swing, so for me it's a no-brainer.
One of the reasons the Kallassy Swing Magic Wood is so effective is because it was designed by a man who has spent his entire professional career training athletes.
And that, of course, would be Charles Kallassy. Frustrated with his own golf swing, Charles applied his knowledge of athletic performance to the problem. The result was the original 5-iron version of Kallassy Swing Magic, with over 500,000 users all over the world. Let me introduce you to Charles Kallassy. Come on up here, Charles.
All right, good to see you.
Great to see you too.
Charles, great being with you again.
Nice to
Thank
see you
you.
again, pal.
Well, tell us a little bit about your magic, how you got it started, what gave you the idea for it all?
Well, I thought back to my work with professional golfers, and almost invariably, when I would talk to them about their golf swings, when they didn't have a golf club in their hand, they'd get into this position at the top of their swing where their hands were separated. So I thought, you know, what is it about that position that these great swingers of the golf club, that's the feeling that they have when they describe it? So I spent a couple of years studying that phenomena, and the result was this split handle training tool that, as you mentioned, more than 500,000 people all over the world have used.
So why don't we take a few moments and have Charles show us how this magic works?
Sure. You know, it all starts with the grip, and your hands are put in the correct position. And on this sliding piece, we've got a little bell that comes off here. And what that does is, by keeping the bottom part of your hand off of the golf club, it gives you the opportunity to not overpower, overgrip, and squeeze the thing too hard, so that you really feel the golf club being pulled down and through. The sliding part of it allows you to separate your hands and get into this position where your right side is relaxing and you're allowing yourself to get a full coil. From there, it allows you to pull the golf club down and through with a maximum amount of acceleration right through the impact zone, which is, of course, where you want it for the maximum amount of distance and accuracy.
What I like so much is that he goes back on plane and then he comes down on plane, and his release is right where it should be. And as you well know, so often the average player is releasing it so early.
I used to say that golfers overpower the golf club, when really it's the swing plane. And for most people, the swing plane is this abstract piece of geometry out here that they're trying to fit their bodies into. The swing plane is really where the golf club wants to go when you're swinging it. When you get in trouble is when you start to overpower that swing plane, and then, you know, you put so many problems in play that there's really very little chance for success.
So you're off balance.
You bet.
Timing's all wrong.
For most golfers, it's all about that ball. They want to get back to the ball and swing as hard as they can and get it out here. If you put yourself in the right position here, and you're in the right position on the way down here, You basically just pull the trigger and let it go.
What you explain about the plane on the way through is almost like a natural release, and that's the feeling I really like.
You will be ingraining the proper swing feel in a very short period of time.
For me, it's perfect because I don't have to think about 100 different swing thoughts. I've got one club that I can get, put me in the right spot, and make me hit a good shot.
What we've tried to do is to design a tour professional's golf swing into a tool that anyone can pick up, put their hands on, and get that sense of a tour player's swing.
How do you know what a perfect golf swing feels like? I can't explain it to anybody. I can't show them from a static position. But if I can put the Kallassy Swing Magic in their hands, they can feel the perfect golf swing.
You will feel a golf swing, and in some cases, the first time in your whole life.
Everybody, you, me, everybody out there, at some point has a difficult time putting that swing together. You're just not ready to play. With the Kallassy Swing Magic, you swing it a few times, warming up, your body gets a nice stretch and you get that feeling, and the game is just a lot more fun when you're not struggling and frustrated with trying to go find a movement.
Now it makes it more fun. You actually get up there looking forward to seeing what the ball's going to do.
It actually worked straight up the first time when I picked up the club.
Just letting the club do the work for me has allowed me to just increase my distance down the course.
This unclutters the mind. Too many times, people are trying to get the feel through their head, not through their hands and through their golf swing. This trains you to feel it without having to think about it or worry about it.
I try not to think about mechanics, and this is one reason I love this club, because it's not about position A and position B and C, and for me, it's perfect.
To me, the head looks just like a regular wood head.
Yeah.
So can you hit balls with it?
Well, it's a golf club, so of course you could hit balls with it, but it's not intended for striking balls. What we want you to do is not be ball bound. We don't want you to be thinking about striking the ball.
That's what everyone does.
You bet it is. We want you to get up there and be swing bound. We want you to be feel bound. We want you to feel that swing plane, step up to the ball, and just emulate that feeling. If you duplicate that feeling, the ball's going to go where you intend it to go. One of the drills that we do with Kallassy Swing Magic is you take one swing with the separation, and then you do a pendulum, you bring it back, and you don't separate it. And what that does is you're feeling the training effect of the tool by the separation, swinging through, and then you feel the feeling that you're going to feel with your own golf club.
And the key is the word feel. When you were playing, as well as you were playing, how many thoughts were you running through your head over the golf ball?
As few as possible, and hopefully one. If you could have one swing thought, that's the absolute ideal. You ask any of the tour players, they want one swing thought. This type of a training device allows you to have one swing thought and just go out and play golf.
You don't need to think about 10 different things. You only need to think about swinging the Swing Magic properly, and you will be swinging the golf club properly if you do that.
When we introduced the original Kallassy Swing Magic 5-iron, we showed you the amazing results that could be achieved by golfers at every skill level. After just a short practice session, this 36 handicapper went from an awkward, over-the-top swing to a consistent and smooth on-plane swing that gave him a 300% improvement in accuracy and a 10% increase in distance.
After I stepped up to the tee box, I was actually hitting a good 10 to 15 yards longer with the same club. Right down the middle. Right down the middle. When I go out there to play golf, I know I'm going to have a smooth swing.
This 10 handicapper eliminated his casting motion and retimed his release to deliver the club head square to the target with maximum velocity.
This can put the kind of memory into my golf swing that will help me, get down below 80 consistently. To be able to come back to a product like Kallassy Swing Magic and get your swing retrained, it'll help you come back from those higher scores a lot quicker.
This scratch player developed greater width and improved his timing for an 8% increase in distance and 50% more accuracy. Phenomenal improvements for a golfer at his level.
The consistency that instantly developed in my golf game enabled me to focus more on playing golf, getting the ball in the hole rather than the technical aspects of the golf swing.
And in our group test, the golfers practicing with their drivers saw their distance increase an average of 11% and their accuracy improve over 40%.